Alright, at the end of the last video, I had finished configuring the default configuration of the ASA. I don't know why I said default configuration. I finished the initial configuration of the ASA in transparent mode, and I was going to go do some testing, and I said, oh, hey, wait, I'm not connected. I need to change my cables. So I've changed my cables just to review what cable changes you need to make. Interface 0 of the ASA needs to be plugged into the RichNet, and your router external IP address needs to go into port 1 of the ASA at this point for this all to work. And I did the basic config, and as I said, by default, anything from a higher number security level to a lower number security level should be allowed. So we're going to go do a little bit of testing. We're going to put in, I'm connected to some PCs remotely so I can record what's going on, so this might be a little confusing. But this is a host on the inside of my network. This is 10.1.1.132, I think. So it should be able to get out. It can get out. This other host is on the outside of my network. It's on the testing network. So if I try to connect from that host, the traffic is not allowed back in. So yeah, 100, 100, 127. So it's working as expected at this point. Traffic is allowed out, but no traffic is allowed in. So we want to configure things to let traffic in. So I've created a couple access lists just to save us some time for typing. I created one called transparent in, I called it, and I'm going to let traffic from anywhere to the NAT IP address of my server, which in my case is 99.99.99.5. So hopefully by now you realize that you need this NAT on your router. It's the NAT that sends traffic to 10.1.1.130. I'm letting TCP into the HTTPS in the www port, and I'm letting UDP into the domain port. I also have this other list that we'll talk about in a moment. But the important thing about these lists is these lists exist, but they're not applied to the interface yet. So we need to put an access group command in to apply that interface, that access list to the interface. So this command might mess with your mind a little bit because of the way things are named. I called the access list transparent in, which makes a lot of sense to me because we're letting traffic in from the outside and we're using a transparent mode firewall. So you need the name of the list. The next thing you need to put is the direction it's coming, and that is related to the interface, just like on the router. So in this case, we're talking about the outside interface, and we want to look at traffic that's coming in the inside interface. Sorry, coming in the outside interface. The next thing you need to put is the interface keyword, and then which interface you want to apply it to. So in this case, we want to apply this list to the outside interface. So it makes perfect sense when you look at it piece by piece, but if you read it all together, it says access group transparent in interface outside, which is a lot of ins and a little bit of outsides. So this will apply the interface, the access list we created, to the outside interface. So now in theory, my traffic from the outside to the outside should still work, and my traffic from the outside should now hopefully work. Should now hopefully work. That's weird. Alright, so it worked by IP but not by DNS, which tells me that perhaps my DNS server has cached the bad response. The good news is my DNS server has been configured to restart every 3 minutes, so in 3 minutes it should work. Oh, hey, there it goes, it worked. So apparently we caught the right time from the time we added the list. So now things are working as expected from the inside. So at this point, we're letting a bunch of stuff out, and we're letting that's not the box I want to be in. We're letting things out from the inside based on the default behavior of the security levels, and we're letting the traffic back in from the outside so that we can let traffic into our web server. So that's all we're going to do for this part of the lab for the transparent mode.